Hello, and welcome to today's family program. I'm Dr. Kitcher, and like always, it's a joy to be with you. Today, we are putting the icing on the cake on the whole topic of life planning. And I know that you have been greatly helped with what we have done previously. Like you know, I always say that our programs are built one on the other. So my encouragement to you is to watch the previous programs in order to catch up with whatever is being said. Also, before we get into what we are going to do today, I want you to call a friend and let him join this broadcast. Also, like the channel and share so that friends can also benefit from it. What we are doing is for the whole of humanity, and as many people as would, subscribe and like and listen to it, we feel we are getting fulfilled. We talk about the real life issues. We talk about the things that you might not necessarily find in books when you open them, because there are things that are real and there are things that are maybe principles and things that are learned in school. But talking about strategic life planning, we have delved into so many important aspects of it, but we cannot finish without mentioning what you are going to hear today. So I want you to be very attentive and make some notes and ask yourself the questions, how this relates to your life and what you're going to do after you hear what you're hearing. Like we said, everybody has to take inventory, give an assessment, be able to account for where you are in your life and what you have done so far and where you are going. Knowing where you are going does not guarantee that you're going to get there, because you must follow a certain path and a certain way. So assessment gives you the opportunity to be clear with where you are in life and what you would probably need to do, next. Questions that you will need to ask yourself: the kind of education that you have. And what I mean by education is not just the formal education. Have you gone to school? Are you in university? Do you have a degree? That is not what we're talking about. But what kind of exposure, what kind of training, what kind of knowledge, what are you competent in doing? You have to be sure you know all those things. So what education, and obviously, yes, if you have maybe a degree, that degree, connotates with a certain level of knowledge and expertise and understanding. So you would not go for what you are not, and you will not also, do stuff that you have no clues about. So of course, your degree matters, and it helps you to know which offers you can take and what you got to do. You need to also be aware of skills that you possess. Many people do not know what they are capable of doing. They don't know what they are gifted to do. They don't know what is it that comes naturally and comes usually when they are doing stuff. So we all need to take access and what do you call it, inventory of these things in order for us to keep going forward. The next thing that you need to be clear about is also the kind of experiences you've had, as you work or you volunteer, maybe you belong to some organizations. What is it that is, the experiences that you have? I have an experience in this. I have done this that much, and I can, easily assist or perform when given the notch. So you need to also be aware of the experiences that you have gained through volunteering, working with people, learning, and so on and so forth. Then you must know where your position is in life, in community. What position do you play? Are you a follower? Are you a leader? Are you a make it happen person? Are you, just there, nobody knows you, like you hibernated somewhere? No. So you need to be clear as to where you are. Some people are more communicative. Some people are more reserved. Some people are outgoing. Some people are loud. Some people are silent. All these things comes out of the kind of maybe place and position that you have placed yourself. You must know your position and keep to that position. In a football game, players are positioned in places where they have to do specific tasks. So if you are an offensive, you are not going a striker, you are not going to stay at the back. You will mostly be pushing forward. The defenders are at the back. trying to prevent the opponents from, going through their walls or whatever boundaries they've set in order for them not to be scored goals. So in life, it's the same. You need to assess and know where your position is. And once you know your position, you will know what kind of play you put up in order for victory to be won for you. Having said this, I want you to stop for a moment and ask yourself a question. Do I really know who I am? If you are to, in one sentence, describe yourself, including these things we've talked about, what position I'm in, what education, what skills, what experiences, and so on and so forth, what would that sentence be? Try and say it yourself, who you are, including your experiences, including, the work that you can do, skills that you've acquired, and so on and so forth. This is very important. But I'll help you in finalizing this topic by us looking at a few areas that are necessary and that are important if we really want to position ourselves strategically for life success. So first of all, you need to answer the question, what are your strengths? What are your strengths? That is what motivates you. Are you goal-oriented? Are you self-motivated? Do you pay attention to details? What are your strengths? You need to know what are your strengths. There are things like, for me, breaking the ice, getting to meet new people is not a problem. It's a strength that I have. I will be the first person to put my hand forward and say, hello, hi, I'm Albert. What about you? So I know that I'm somebody who motivates others. In fact, sitting here, speaking with you, I'm also motivating you, I'm encouraging you, and I'm pushing you to make sure you get the best out of this life that you have. Remember, we started by saying that we have but one life to live. But hey, we can make that one life so meaningful that generations after us would come and our legacy would continue. So we need to assess our strengths. If you know where your strengths are, you will know where to push in your energy. And in the corporate world, we do something we call the SWOT analysis. A SWOT analysis is a test or answering the question as to what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, what your opportunities are, what are the threats. So SWOT, SWOT, is for strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. So when you answer these questions, it really places you in a kind of position and a category that you can easily move to the next level. So strengths and weaknesses are things that are internal, and sometimes we may have control or not have control over. Our strengths and our weaknesses, they are internal. They are internal things, and we may or may not have control over it. So when you know your temperament, when you know how you respond to things, when you know that kind of stuff, when you're doing your own SWOT analysis and you ask yourself, what are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? You have to know what are the internal values that you really possess and with which you can move and with which you can be moved. So it's up and down. You can be winning, you can be losing. When you're talking about your strengths, you're on top of it. Your weaknesses, it's on top of you. So you need to, know all those little things. And we talk about the opportunities and threats. Also, they are external. Opportunities and threats, they are more external things that we may have control over. Some you might not have control over, but threats and opportunities always come. They lie before you. An offer comes up, it's an opportunity to do what? Something, get a job in a bakery, and go be a driver somewhere, be a managing director in a company, head a global or continental conglomerate. These things come in as offers, that's opportunities, and also there are threats. And opportunities and threats are not like the strengths and weaknesses, which are internal. Opportunities and threats are external. These are things that you may be able to get control over if you have not gone past, the how will I say, finish line. So we need to assess the things that we can do. We can use our strengths to overcome or manage our weaknesses and use opportunities to overcome threats. So everything in the SWOT analysis has to let you know that you can use them for the positive things. We all need to answer these questions. We all need to provide, an update on this. Because if you don't know your strengths, you don't know your weaknesses, you don't know the threats, you don't know the opportunities, you are in bad shape. And being in bad shape is not a place where anybody will want to go. So I want to encourage you to take time, find time, be attentive, and answer these questions. 1, what are my strengths? 2, what are my weaknesses? Number 3, what are the opportunities available? Number 4, what are the threats? I can guarantee you that when you get to know these things, you will be able to strategically plan your life. Like I said, you have but one life to live. You have but one opportunity to take advantage of. And it is very, very important that we don't miss out on these opportunities that is, sort of coming our way. Your strengths, the roles you play, your core values, your purpose, life purpose statement, and vision. These are blocks that you can use to build your strategic life. Life must not be lived just like that. You must have a plan for life. You must have something, put in order. Very, very important. Well, this is today's family program, and I'm Dr. Albert Kitcher, and I'm happy to be with you. And if you have just joined us, I'm encouraging you to like the channel and subscribe to it, recommend to your friends. Here we speak the naked truth. Here we bring to you what you might not get in the lecture, what academia will not teach you, but we make sure we share life, we share experiences, and we share knowledge. And this is what we have actually been doing. So please connect and, benefit from these things. Share with friends and subscribe to this channel. Now, in conclusion, we all need to come to the place where we understand the ingredients that comes together to make our life meaningful. I can assure you that if you're able to answer these questions, what are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What are your opportunities? What are the threats that you face in life? If you answer these 4 questions, I can tell you, you will be able to be strong. It is not a matter of just knowing, I should know my strengths, know my weaknesses, know my opportunities, know my threats. No, you'll become like a robot. But when you know a strength and you know it is still there and it's, still sort of hot cake, why do you keep it in the house? You must now nurture that strength and put it in a kind of product and deliver it to people. There is no man on this planet who, if he uses what he has, will not make, like a great move and achievement. But why don't we see that happening? Because people limit themselves with themselves. Let's take access of our life and know the strengths, know the weaknesses, know the threats, and the things that we need to do. Well, I hope this has helped you today. And next week, we'll be starting on a new topic and we're going to get into a new month. So I wish you every best, and I look forward to seeing you again next week, same time, on this same channel. Help us to get a message to friends and to relatives and to people that you know, and let us, gain knowledge together and build a good community for ourselves. Thank you, and see you next week. Bye-bye.